morning. So recently, I've been getting up at 5 in the morning, usually 5 or 5:30 in the morning, to go to the gym. Um, and it's not necessarily because I have to wake up. I've been more so doing it just because I feel more productive in the morning. It's quiet and I like to feel accomplished before most people wake up. And so I just go to the gym, get my workout done, and by the time I come home, I have work. I have my 9 to 5. Um, but waking up this early, I actually never really have done it much. I did it for a period of time in college. During COVID, I'd wake up with a friend named one of my friends named Tyler, and we would go work out at the YMCA. But yeah, sort of just wanted to talk about where I'm at in life at the moment. Ugh. But yeah, so being 25 years old now, it's hard to have pictured myself still living at home and living with my parents. And it's just weird. Like, I always thought that, I don't know why I had this mindset, but I had this mindset that coming out of college, you would have a good enough job to be able to support your own house or apartment, and like 22 and onward, you're kind of just living on your own and doing your own thing. But coming out of college, I didn't really have anything lined up for me. I struggled quite a bit, especially when I first started looking for a job 6 months after college. And for you guys, or for you who don't, or yeah, and for you if you don't know, I graduated with computer science, and I was by far the perfect student. Like, I was I had a horrible GPA. I graduated with like a 2.6, and on top of that, I didn't have much work to show. Like, I learned how to like be a good student by the time I was done with school, but coming out of college, I didn't know the skills or have the skills or the confidence to build web applications or just know how to code in general. And so I struggled a lot with imposter syndrome, even when I had my first job that I got 6 months after. Anyways, that was just some context. But yeah, I've been working as a software engineer ever since. And I hope to elaborate on my journey as an engineer maybe in another one of these episodes. But back on the main topic, there's 3 main points I wanted to make today. The first one being that, do I feel embarrassed or any sort of embarrassment for being 25 and still living at home with my parents? And yeah, I would say I do. I just feel like I see these people on social media and they're all living their best lives. They're creating content, and they're, either creating content around their business, or they're running some sort of agency to help others and bring income in that way. And I wish like I had the capabilities to feel comfortable and competent enough to live on my own and support myself. But right now, the best I'm doing is helping my mom with some of the bills, and I also purchased a new car, so I'm paying that off at the moment. Um, but like it just feels like it's hard to know where to sit, like where to place myself within society, just because I think this generation is very different. Where, yes, I think the opportunities are like there's a variety of opportunities to make income, but there's also so much risk involved nowadays where everything is so expensive, everything is so competitive, and if you're not at the cream of the crop, like you're really not gonna get anywhere. Um, and so I'm sort of just exploring that now with social media and kind of surrounding myself with like-minded people. But um, and another point I wanted to make was living at home with your parents, the comfortability of it, and sort of like having it as like this safeguard to fall back on if not all else fails. Um, I feel like me being the oldest son of my family, I've always been the most ambitious when it came to taking risks and gambling it all on one hand. Literally, don't get into gambling; it's horrible. But I just feel like living at home, because there's a safeguard, I'm so prone to just taking risk and like not saving money, like just continuing to like gamble my money away, or continuing to throw it away on unnecessary shit, like just eating out all the time and just buying shit whenever I feel like it. Even though like I don't make all that much money, like I make enough to where I'm happy, right? And I guess I'm grateful to have a mindset of sort of just being ambitious too, and just trying new things, such as trying to commit and get into content creation. Um, I've been practicing, or sorry, I've run a couple groups, and I've recently been creating a lot of shorts and learning how to, kind of build my own style. And I genuinely enjoy doing it. It's just that, I don't know, a part of me wishes I started earlier and committed to the journey earlier. But yeah, I guess to reframe, what I'm trying to say is staying, being at home, it's sort of just safeguard that just makes you like comfortable, and where you don't really want to take the risk and be ambitious and try new things and try to just explore, paths that don't seem as clear as others. But I feel like I'm sort of just a unique case where I I have this safeguard, so I should be grateful that I can try this year, and if it works out for me, that'd be awesome. And if it doesn't, it's all right. Like this is a marathon, not a race. Like I've been wanting to build a online community for the longest time of like-minded individuals, but it's been hard. It's been hard. Um, and I guess the last point I wanted to make with still living at home is that I guess it kind of plays into the other one, but other point of comfortability, but I guess like finding direction with the rest of my life. Like being 25 is, I'm not the oldest, but I'm also not the youngest. Like I've lived averagely a third of my life already, and I feel like I have a decent amount of life experience to know like what I want in my life and what I don't want. But I'm also hitting that age where in, you know, 4 to 5 years I can see myself having like starting a family, and you know, it's sort of hard to know what's right and wrong nowadays, because when you make a decision, I've learned that if you keep falling back on the decisions you make, you're like prone to not growing. Like you're just gonna continue to make the same mistake over and over again. And so my little docu-series, and it is August 2024, meaning I have how many days until, and I have 327 days until I turn 26. So we'll see where we get. I'll see you guys in the next one.